Welcome to the Eranos Ching channel.
In this time, Shantena is going to talk about Chinese poetry and oracular language. We hope you enjoy. Bye.
Thank you, Cruz.
Not at all, darling.
Yes, we're going to focus on particularly on a common trend in oracular language and Chinese poetry, which is the suppression of personal reference. It's like everything opens up to an archetypal dimension in which the individual event is of little relevance but resonates with a larger picture. So one way in which this manifests is in the use of personal pronouns and adjectives. This suppression of personal identity, of personal reference in the I Ching manifests in the use of two different pronouns. The personal pronouns wo, I, mine, and the personal pronoun yue, your, yours. It's very rare. There's only a couple, 2 or 3 instances in which we encounter it in the I Ching. While the common pronoun is chi, one's, burning one's nest, for example. We found an excellent example of these two different uses in that wonderful changing line of hexagram 48, the third line of this hexagram, the well. The changing lines of this hexagram show a progression from initially the well is a bog, is muddy, it's unusable, impossible to drink from it, first line. In the second line, it's a gully. It's a deep cleft or a mountain stream in which you can fish, but you cannot drink the water. And in the second line, it's said that your jug is leaking. So it's oozing, you're losing the water. This progresses to the 5th line in which the well is limpid. Cold spring water flows from it and can be drunk. The 3rd line is the turning point between these two. Here's the text of the line. The well oozing, not drinking, activating my heart aching, permits availing of drawing water, kingly brightness, together acquiescing in one's blessing. Let me repeat it. The well oozing, not drinking, that's the initial state that's been described in the previous 2 lines. Here's the new element, activating my heart aching. My is this strong wo. There's a strong personal involvement and reference there. Activating my heart's ache. This permits drawing water from the well. Kingly brightness. It's a luminous process, a luminous change happening. Together acquiescing in one's blessing. One's is again chi. It's the unspecific reference. It's not my personal blessing, it's the blessing of life energy in general. To understand this, you can keep in mind that the well is a symbol of the deep emotional layer of the psyche. It's the emotion of the depth, and the water from those depths is what nourishes life's energy. When that contact is absent, either because the well is muddy or because the jug is cracked and leaking, then life dries up and meaning is lost. So the new element that comes in with the third line is activating the ache of my heart. Wonderful key to access the water of the depth, accepting the pain, the heartache that goes with it, breaking through the ego defenses of denial. And not surprising, the I Ching uses wo, my heart aching. When that happens, a new dimension opens up. It's possible to draw water. We access a royal light and can rest in the blessing of existence. Now that same suppression of personal reference when an archetypal situation is depicted is typical of Chinese poetry. And to some extent it's typical to poetry in general. This is a poem of the Tang dynasty, which is a good example of it. It's by Liu Ching, born 709, died 785. The title of this poem is Looking for the Taoist monk Chang of the Southern Stream. Here's the poem. All the way traveling across places, in the tender moss seeing clogs' footprints, white clouds surrounding the quiet islet, fragrant grasses obstructing the idle door. After the rain, looking at the pine's color, going round the hill, reaching the river's spring, stream flower offers the meaning of Chan, face to face, equally without words. In this poem, the journey is the goal. We follow the pilgrim process through many places, many adventures, many happenings along the way. And as he comes close to the goal, looking for the monk of the southern stream, the first thing he sees is clogs' footprints in the moss. This reminds us of the 10 bulls of Zen, in which the first appearance of the lost bull is footprint in the moss. The abode of the monk is a small isle in the stream, surrounded by white clouds. The door is always open and filled by a cascade of plants and flowers. In all this, there's no I, no he. Traveling happens, seeing happens. The monk's hut is open and empty like his meditative mind. The search continues. Maybe the monk is somewhere outside by the stream. So the seeker continues, and the journey has already transformed. Or now it's enough for him to look at the pine tree after the rain, at the dark green of the pine tree after the rain. So when the pilgrim reaches the river's source, he finally finds himself face to face with the monk. But then neither one has anything to say. there are no words left. The stream flower has already said it all. It has revealed the meaning of Chan, of meditation. Chan is the Chinese equivalent of the Japanese Zen and the Sanskrit Dhyan. Some commentators read face to face as referring to traveler and flower, who are equally without words, rather than to traveler and monk. It does not matter. The monk and the flower are in a way interchangeable. The name of the monk, by the way, Chang, means constant, eternal. It is the same word that occurs in the first line of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao that can be spoken about is not the eternal Tao. It's not the Chang Tao. And our poem ends on the same note, without words. As Francois Ching, to whom I owe this poem, says, the poet is longing to move beyond words and attain to emptiness. The whole poem is an experience of wholeness, of wordless, through words. That's it for today, and we'll explore other analogies between oracular language and Chinese poetry. Thank you.